Why am I nervous? Maybe it's because it's been forever since you filmed. Hey everyone, Marissa here and welcome. If you are watching this video by some miracle, I hope you're all doing well. So it's literally been so long since I last posted a video that I got an email from YouTube yesterday letting me know that it's been 6 months since I uploaded and that I've actually fallen below the like partner program requirements. And so if I don't kind of do something in the next 30 days, they're going to basically unenroll me from the program. So full disclosure, yes, I am kind of making this video to kind of get the ball rolling again and hopefully make it so that I don't have to reapply to the program. But the other reason that I'm making this video is that I genuinely did not mean to take a 6-month break from posting videos. It was unplanned and unexpected. I feel like this year has completely flown by, and I can guarantee you that every month this year, as I have kind of set up my planning system for the month, I have written down the videos that I want to make that month. And then by the time I get around to even thinking about filming or editing anything, it's already like the 20th of the month, and I'm like, where is time going? Is this something that happens when you get older? Like, does time start to literally move faster? I don't know, but that's kind of what it feels like. So I would really like this video to serve as kind of a jumping off point to kind of see if I can get back into the swing of making videos. And actually, just to give a little bit of context before I continue rambling at you, I'm not really sure who's gonna end up seeing this video. I'm obviously hoping that this gets pushed out to subscription boxes if you are still subscribed to me, but if you are just a random viewer who has stumbled across this video, hi, like I said at the beginning, my name is Marissa. I have been posting videos on this channel since 2013, 2014. So we are like 9 years in, roughly, which is absolutely bonkers. When I started this channel, it was predominantly a booktube channel, meaning I talked about books and reading. I did a lot of reviews and tag videos and monthly wrap-ups and things of that sort. And then as time went on, I also started incorporating like anime content and some like journaling and planning content because those are also aspects of my life that I am quite passionate about and really enjoy sharing with people. As time has gone on, my content creation has gotten increasingly sporadic. I think it started to get bad in like 2018-ish, and then by last year it was really, really bad. And I think this year might be an all-time high because I posted one video, go me, but I have definitely had little flurries of activity, and then I've dropped off for like months at a time, unannounced, unplanned, just long video making hiatuses. And honestly, every time I hit one of those video making skids, I think maybe this is it. Maybe this is like the universe telling me that this is not something that I prioritize anymore. It's not something that I want to spend time and effort on anymore. Because, you know, there is that old adage, like if it's important to you, you will find a way to make time for it. And obviously I have not been prioritizing or making time for making videos. I also noticed that a lot of the community, the booktube community specifically that I kind of came up with, has started to kind of disappear off the internet a little bit. And that makes sense. I mean, I'm gonna be 31 in September. So, you know, we're not teens anymore. We're not even in our early 20s anymore. But a lot of the booktube community that started around the same time I did in like 2013, 2014, 2015, people who I watched religiously and trusted for their reviews. Like, there's only a handful of us that are still making videos, and probably an even smaller number of those same people are making videos regularly. Well, one thing hasn't changed, I still can't say that word. So I think between feeling a little adrift without a strong sense of community anymore and just life getting in the way of making videos, I felt very conflicted about keeping this channel going. And yet every single time I feel ready to actually throw in the towel and just say, you know what, we're done making videos, I get a little spark of inspiration, and I think, you know what, that would make a really cool video, or that would be a video idea that I would like to watch and make. And therefore I have stuck around in this weird limbo situation. So consider this video my formal application to get back into video making. I'm not really gonna set like a strict quota for myself, but it would be awesome if I could get maybe like a random video and a monthly wrap up or roundup up on the channel. I think that would just like be a really great way to start. I think another reason I might be feeling freshly inspired right now is that I'm actually back in my own space again. So during the pandemic, in like 2020, I moved in with my brother. So we were the dynamic duo. And while he was really accommodating towards me creating videos and other content, like really good about, you know, I needed him to be quiet for an hour, or I needed to film downstairs, so he had to be upstairs. I just was really creatively uninspired in the unit that we were living in. I should specify, I was specifically uninspired to create videos in that space because it was really quite dark. We didn't get any direct sunlight, and in my bedroom in particular, I feel like I got like 3 hours of good sunlight in a quieter time of day, and I could just never make filming work around that very awkward window and sound schedule. We had a lot of kids in the neighborhood, and while obviously like everyone was at home for 2 years, I can understand they need to like go outside and scream. There was literally like never a quiet moment in which filming was a good idea. Trevor, my brother, was still recording a podcast with his friend at the time, and they literally would record at 10 o'clock at night because there was no other quiet time during the day. I did make a few vlogs at the end of last year when I was starting to relaunch my Etsy shop, and I think you can tell in those videos that the lighting in the whole unit was just poor. Like it was really hard to film anything. I felt like everything looked super grainy, especially because I still film on my iPhone. I've never taken the leap to buy a camera. I just felt like it made everything more difficult and was therefore a huge, like the amount of friction between me having an idea and actually making the video was too great, and ultimately I basically never overcame it. But my brother's actually trying to move out of state, so as of like a week ago, I am back in an apartment of my very own. I am so very, very lucky to have found this unit. I am a 3rd story unit, so it's a little bit warm in here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit sweaty right now, but like this whole wall on the side is all windows. I have 3 little like port windows, I guess you could say, along the top of this wall, and then there are also 2 huge windows in my bedroom plus more port windows. So there's really not a bad room to film in this house. Like I could even film, well, the house unit, I could even film in the kitchen if I really, really wanted to. There's probably enough light in there. It's 1, got good lighting. 2, it's for the most part really quiet here, especially during the day. So I think I could even see myself getting up a little early before work to film videos in here. I do have at least 1 video from the old place pre-filmed. It was the Netflix anime challenge. It was the next installment in that series. So that will be edited and put up at some point. I'm still gonna use that footage. But for now, that's the tentative plan. That's what's happening, man. I'm just feeling really creatively inspired right now. I've been doing a ton of art making, like in the evenings after work, and I have been actually reading a little bit again. So I feel like I'm finally hit the light at the end of the tunnel after like kind of a weird last couple of years. And yeah, I'm excited to get back at it. So I didn't mean to ramble that long, because originally this video was going to be an unhaul, because when I moved into this place, I swear I didn't have this many books when I packed. Like I had 14 boxes of books, which for a 3rd story walk up, I really tipped my movers well, because 14 boxes of books, 14 boxes, something like that. I didn't buy anything more in between moving out and moving into this place, and somehow not everything fit on the bookshelves. I think what happened was I actually put my cookbooks on a shelf instead of just like randomly stacked on a table somewhere. So that's probably where I lost a bit of shelf space. But I'm also feeling a bit overwhelmed by my physical owned TBR right now. I have a whole setup on Notion where I'm tracking like all of my owned books, whether they're read or unread. And in the unread category right now, I have like 262 unread books, which is too many. And it's kind of, it feels like, actually, after carrying them up the stairs, it literally feels like it's weighing me down. So I have decided that I'm gonna be a little bit more hardcore about getting rid of books in the coming days. I kind of only want to keep things that I think I might go back to, or that I just, you know, feel like I don't want to let go. But if it's kind of like a okay book, then I'm actually gonna start letting some stuff go, because quite frankly, it was a very long, drawn out, painful moving experience, and the worst part of it literally was just moving the books. So we're gonna see if we can kind of control the collection. I've been really good about not buying more books, but I would like the option to add a book or two here or there and not feel like, what are you doing, you knucklehead? You have no room for them anyways. So I think I'm still gonna tack a little unhaul at the end here if you're still watching. Okay, let's go. This is a very random collection of things. Let's start off with the most random. I have two Hardy Boys books. These are not obviously the original Hardy Boys series. These are from, what year were these from? These were from 2005. I think my brother got these for me at his school's Scholastic Book Fair, so super mega throwback. But I kept these for years and years. They've been to like 2 different apartments with me because they're fun and they were really enjoyable, quick reads to read when I was in like middle school. And I don't know why, but I never felt like I was ready to get rid of them. And now I do feel like I'm ready to get rid of them. So I might flip through them one more time before I take them to the library to donate. But yeah, I'm getting rid of both of these. I only ever read these 2 books in the series, but I felt like they were a decent updating of kind of classic characters for a 2005 audience. I'm sure if I go back and read one of these now, it might seem super, super out of date, but at the time I remember it being like hip and young. And like this one talks about the big air games, which I think is supposed to be like a take on the X Games. And then this one was like in a desert cult. So they were fun. I mean, like definitely for middle school, early high school Marissa, I was like, heck yeah, these are fun books, but just don't need to lug these around with me anymore. But I'm also getting rid of some Shakespeare. So I took a full course on Shakespeare in college. I had a fantastic professor who made Shakespeare really interesting and approachable and funny, which granted, Shakespeare is actually decently funny if you can get around just trying to figure out what his characters are saying. But to be completely honest, I do not remember this one at all. This is Cymbeline. I don't remember if I read this in college or in high school, but I'm never gonna read it again. Like, honestly, I'm never gonna read it again. I have a giant collection of all of Shakespeare's works, like in one big gigantic tome. Tome, not tomb. Oops, tome. I have a huge tome of the collected works of William Shakespeare because I was the English Book Award winner in high school, and it's got like my name inscribed and like it's signed by all the English teachers from my high school. So I don't want to get rid of that. So I don't need that giant book plus this little thing that I'm never going to read again. I'm also getting rid of The Tempest, which is, I think this was when Barnes & Noble first started doing their like annotated Shakespeare's. Completely honest, never read this one. Vaguely don't know. I'm not even gonna pretend. Don't even know what it's about. I'm just gonna get rid of it because, like I said, I have the giant Shakespeare. If I ever really wanted to read it, I would, but honestly, I probably won't. Oh wait, dude, I have notes in here. Never mind, I take that back. I have read this, I just don't remember it. So getting rid of it. Then to continue the utter randomness, I am getting rid of A Brown Man in Russia, Lessons Learned on the Trans-Siberian by Vijay Menon. This was sent to me for review by Glagoslav Publications, which is a UK-based publisher that focuses primarily on Russian and like other Slavic works. Now, like I said, received this review. I received it over 5 years ago at this point. I have no real interest in reading this anymore, and it's been long enough that I feel like they just know a review isn't coming. I actually have quite a few review copies on my bookshelves that I really need to get through because I've had them for years now and I do feel bad about those. But I'm probably not going to read this. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. I will donate it to my local library, and I'm sure it will find a good home. And then lastly, I have an entire series here that I I'm kind of sad to be getting rid of, but I just know I'm not going to go back and reread it. And that is The Last Policeman trilogy by Ben H. Winters. Now, this was published by Quirk Books, and this was actually like one of the first pieces of review material I was ever sent in my career as a booktuber. This I believe came with the first 2 books first, because you can see the editions are slightly different. And then when this came out later, the 3rd book, I did receive this separately. I have read books 1 and 2, and I have never actually finished book 3, which is how I know that I'm never actually going to go back to reread the series in its entirety. Now, this is a kind of interesting series. It's a series set in a, I wouldn't say post-apocalyptic, it's like an ongoing apocalypse. And everybody's kind of been like, screw the law, screw morality, screw just normal social norms, except for one man who is the last policeman, who is still investigating crime. So it was quite enjoyable from what I remember, the first book at least. I don't really remember much about the second book, except that it definitely like got weirder, and I don't remember anything about the 3rd book. So I just think that I will donate these like as a set, and hopefully they will either go to the library or they will go as a set with somebody in like the local library bookshop. But I honestly don't think I will ever go back to reread these. And I do believe the only reason I have lugged them to 3 different apartments at this point is just that they were some of the first review books I ever received, and they're a little sentimental in that way, but I'm trying to be better about letting them go. So that was my mini unhaul, as well as a little life check-in. Thank you for letting me ramble at you, and if you have made it this far in the video, super mega shout out to you. Thanks very much. I honestly have no idea who's actually going to see or sit through this mess of a video. I honestly don't remember how I end these videos, so that's all for me, folks. I hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are. That's how I do it. Hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Okay, bye for now. Bye. Oh gosh.